Chris, here Bionic Buzz, we're all about people's passion. Where did your passion for music come from? Were you listening to a certain album or a certain live performance that you saw that made you want to be a musician?
Well, I would like to say I was born with the passion. From before I could walk, I was crawling over to vinyl records, picking them out for my parents to play. My father was the biggest Aretha Franklin fan of anybody I've ever known.
Oh.
And so I crawl over to my favorite Aretha records. My mother was, into jazz and the folk, into the Beatles and Zeppelin and all that kind of stuff. So I've been listening and gravitating towards music since back then. I learned how to spell my name by learning a song on how to spell it. Yeah, and so it's always been in me. I grew up going to a Episcopal school where I sang every day in church during the services, and was involved in school plays. Then got involved in community theater, then high school bands, then a scholarship, the Ella Fitzgerald Scholarship to go to USC, and started touring after that, and I've been doing it ever since.
And we were just talking right before the interview, and you actually had to get surgery when you were 15. You almost wouldn't become a musician, I guess, because of your hearing.
Yeah, I was already pretty deep into music by then, and this thing happened all of a sudden. Over a couple weeks, I had 3% and 3% in my ears. I couldn't hear anything, and I went to my parents and said, something's wrong. I can't hear my teachers. I can't hear my friends. So I ended up having a surgery, and I regained 70% on my right ear. I just had a surgery this year, fast forward. On my left ear, it went well, but then it went away. So it's been a long, tough summer.
Oh, yeah.
but we're going to wait 6 months and reevaluate and see
Well,
if
you're
there's
here, this wonderful event for the charity RADD. How'd you get involved, and what does this charity mean to you?
I got involved through Rogers and Cowan, through Karen and Lori, and I did the event last year, and this particular event is very important to me. I've lost some people I know to drunk driving along the years on both sides of it, and as a musician, we go to clubs, we play. A lot of times when we don't get paid a lot, they pay us in drinks.
Yeah, exactly.
And at the end of the night, a lot of guys take their cars because it's the place where they can put their gear. They don't want to lug drums and guitars and amps and stuff in an Uber or a taxi. So there's been a lot of horror stories I've heard over the years. Luckily, by the grace of God, never me. But
me too.
but I actually know drummers who Uber now, and bass players with stacks, and a lot of friends. And it as a veteran music maker, I really think back to my college days and people I looked up to as a music maker, and I really think it's a great opportunity to talk to younger folks and let them know that it's great to have a great time. Nobody wants to take any of that away.
Yeah.
But just plan ahead, plan ahead. If you have $40 to spend on drinks a night, you have $10 to spend each way on a Lyft or an Uber.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So what's coming up the rest of the year for you after this?
I'm doing a bunch of shows. No signs of stopping here. I'm doing both Chris Pierce solo shows, mostly around LA and Napa Valley. And I'm doing, I just got done writing a stage play called Reverend Talltree's Blues Opera. And it's
Cool.
and it's 21 songs. It's about a street preacher in the 1930s. Yeah. And the opera term is used loosely, like they did with Tommy.
Yeah.
But it's a beautiful story about the street preacher that he goes around doing street revivals, tent revivals. He falls in love. There's murder. There's redemption. There's
I can see this being huge. So.
Yeah, well, thanks, man. Thanks. We're trying to get plan a tour and get investors and take it on the road and eventually to off Broadway.
Cool. Where can we stay in touch, website, social media wise, with you?
You can find most everything on chrispierce.com.
All right.
Yeah.
Chris, so awesome talking to you, man.
It's a
Pleasure.
pleasure.
Take care.